And we just want to show you
our brilliant mushroom.
Why don't you take it right over to the camera, Miss Malia? No, it's meatballs. We're making meatballs, not mushrooms. But there are mushrooms in it. Watch it doesn't fall on the floor. Because we don't want that. So, that's what our Swedish meatballs look like.
So far. Right now we're going to make our sauce.
Cream gravy.
So, Graham has a nice little butter in a hot pan on. It's not on heat because we just use that heat for.
No, it's on medium, I think.
I mean, yeah, on medium. I'm sorry.
We're just doing the butter
in
the same pan as the meatballs.
Yes.
Because you want all those little crunchy bits incorporated into the taste.
And the flavor. You want exactly the flavor.
Now, since this is the M&G show, we're going to give you some tips that aren't in a regular recipe.
Yeah.
Added to that butter,
yeah.
Before we put in the flour and brown it, we're going to add 1 envelope of G. Washington beef. So I'm going to leave right now, and Miss Malia will take over and show you how to put the flour in and whisk it. You definitely need a whisk. Luckily, I have a very pretty one. I like it because it's not metal. It's rubber, and so you can use it in your Teflon pan.
So what you're going to do, you're going to pour the butter in and whisk it until it's brown.
But not burnt.
It should not look burnt, though. You don't want it burnt. Burnt is never good, unless you're making a dessert. But otherwise, burnt is never good. So see, and just whisk it in around here. By the way, the M&G stands for, since this is our first segment, the M&G stands for the Malia and Graham.
Nice job. See, here is the G. Washington seasoning packet. I like to use beef and chicken. It is the best. It's better than those little cubes. G. Washington. You can buy it at Giant. Better than the cubes because everything is already what?
Melted. You
Yes.
don't have to.
You don't have a big glob.
Yeah.
Very nice job.
So I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like because when you guys think it's brown, you don't. What do you think?
Right, we're making sort of a roux, as they call it.
Yeah. And if you don't know what a roux is, then let's go on and show you.
A roux is butter and a little bit more. Butter and flour. Now into this butter and flour slowly.
She's going to slowly pour and I'm going to start whisking.
Okay, because we don't want lumps. So we're going to gradually pour 4 cups of beef gravy.
No, she's going to let me stir this for a little bit before she adds any more in. Because I want to incorporate the beef broth all over.
That's right, and you can use your own beef broth, or I like Nature's Promise.
It is very natural. It gives you all the flavors you are looking for.
Natural flavored beef broth. Another good one is collagen. Oh, I think we can get a little bit more, don't you, Miss Malia?
Yeah.
Oh, what a lovely brown color this is getting to be. Sort of a poopish kind of brown, would you say?
I'd say a pukish kind of.
Well, it's a P word, one of them. But not pea.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Oh, let's whisk that, honey. Whisk it like that. Whisk away. Oh my goodness. What a lovely. Here, you get a little bit more over there. See how slowly we're adding the beef broth?
I'm going to try to, the beef broth's in one place. I mean, this pan, like many of yours, is kind of divoted, so it goes to all the liquid or ingredients go to one place. So you try to tip it over and then stir, and then tip it over again and stir just to get your beef broth everywhere. And once
this is a lovely pan, however. I got it for $10 at Goodwill, and I know why, because it moves a lot. So we're hoping if a lot of people watch our videos and send us donations, we'll be able to buy a better pan that actually sits on the burner. And I think we're doing a good job. I'm going to put it almost all in, Miss Malia.
Okay, good. I wanted to tell you guys a nice little tip. If you guys do not want to use,
All done.
if you don't want to use measuring cups, which I suggest you do, if you either don't have them right now or they're getting washed, always use the seasonings until you see them. You have to see the seasonings, then you know that you will at least taste them.
Now, I think we're going to whisk in nutmeg and allspice, and that's what gives it the Swedish kick. Because you wouldn't add this if you were just doing meatballs and brown gravy. But since we're making Swedish meatballs, and aren't these lovely little cups? You can get these at the dollar store.
Yeah,
they're 4 for $1.
They are very, very, very convenient, and you can also get a set of bowls that are bigger than each other, and they look just like that.
That's correct. Now we're going to crank that heat up just a little bit and make it a little thicker. And if you don't think...
Now I'm going to stop whisking this because I don't want to over stir this.
Right, but I do believe it should be a bit thicker. So now what are we going to do? If it needs to be thicker. Well, you don't want to add any more flour. So what we're going to get is some
Cornstarch?
Cornstarch and water.
Cornstarch always thickens it up, and if you add some water to it, it will, if you don't add water to it, it will just like go into a clump. If you add water to it, it gets the flavor, it thickens it up, and it looks nicer.
Here we have Argo cornstarch, and you have to put the cornstarch in cold water.
Not hot, not warm, cold. Now I'm going to start stirring because I have a little addiction there. I have to stir.
So see, I'm just taking the cornstarch. I'm going to add a little cold water to it, not much.
Not much at all. You don't want to overpower the cornstarch because our whole point was to thicken it up. So first you're going to stir it up a bit. Or with a whisk.
A fire whisk.
You're going to
Oh, see, so it looks like milk.
Yeah, it does look like milk. Don't ever drink it though. It doesn't taste very good.
And there we go. Oh, look at it boiling. Ooh. Now, what do you think? Do you think it's thick enough? Why don't you whisk it? Now, I think we need a little bit more. So slowly, because you can, once you put it in, you can't take it out again. We're going to add some of that.
And see how thick it gets.
Now, that is the first time that we've actually used or made this dish. So we weren't quite sure how thick it would be. I think we need a little more, don't you?
Yes, we do. Well, it's not thick enough.
Because you want it to be like
gravy. You don't want it to be as heavy or as thick as gravy, because this isn't an American recipe. You want it to be
almost like mushroom soup.
Yes, a nice consistency.
Now, while she's doing that, and here, I'll let it up to you if you want to add a little more, I'm going to take our meatballs, and I'm going to put it in a large dish.
See, I'm just seeing until I think it's thick enough. Do you think that's thick enough?
Just a little bit more.
I added just a tad more. Hopefully it works.
Because what we're going to do is we're going to put this over noodles.
Noodles, egg noodles. You don't want
wide noodles. Could be Kluski noodles.
You don't want thin noodles because it will weigh it down. Now we're going to add a bit of cream. Sour cream. Sorry.
Sour cream. Another nod to the Swedish, because they made up sour cream. They have lots of cows, and the cows would get upset, and they didn't know what to do with the cream because it got sour, so they made up recipes with it. I think I made that up.
I think so too.
All right, I'm turning it down because now we have it where we want it. Oh, what a lovely color. Where do we show this to you?
It's a creamy color.
Get all of that out of there.
Can't get it all out.
As much as you can. Oh my gosh. Isn't this lovely, Miss Malia?
It looks like a Milky Way. It looks like hot chocolate.
Oh, and it smells wonderful.
Okay, that's all I can get out of here, sadly. Are you okay?
Unfortunately, the sour cream was starting to boil. Ow! Don't piss it. Oh yes, you can tell this is live, can't you? It's a live cooking show. All right, things like happen when you cook. All right, here we go.
Because we are not perfect. We're not. We do not rehearse this. Except, yeah, we don't rehearse this.
All right, here it is. We just want to show you.
Wait, let me make sure I can see that.
I want you to zoom in.
I cannot see it at all.
Can we do something with the camera?
I'm trying to. Hey, dude.
Here it is. Brown sauce.
Still can't see it.
All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this over. Now, I'm going to pour this over the meatballs. Maybe you'll be able to see it.
And now we can see that beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful color.
Very nice brown. Like I said, it reminds me of mushroom soup.
I'm helping with the camera because I'm very high tech right now.
Now, can you imagine this poured over noodles? Oh my God, it's going to be so good.
So what we're going to do is put that in a 350 oven.
Now, our meatballs really are done. Sven is going to come and do all the dishes today.
Sven.
So we're going to pop this into our 350 oven and just keep it warm until we boil our our noodles. And then to serve it, you'll pour it over the, we'll drain the noodles and then we'll pour that over top, or you can put the noodles down first and then you can and then we will sprinkle it with
whatever works.
Some chopped parsley. And I think, Miss Malia, I think we've come to the end of our show.
Oh, sadly, we're so sad to see you go.
So we're going to say goodbye in Swedish.
But remember, when you want something to eat and you want to say bon appetit, watch the M&G show.
Bye.